You are now live. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of School Tales with Orlando. Just gotta wait till folks get in on here, I guess. What's going on, Billie Jean? Wave. Who else is on here? What's up, K8 Mayhem? I know that it's MH Gem, but you know, I'm just trying to figure out who else is on here. Oh, I didn't even know I could do that. Nice. Hello, how are you guys? You guys good? You guys enjoying your Tuesday night? Celtics are on right now, so I'm missing a little bit of that, but I'm about to get back to it. Hey, Tim, how are you, bro? Who's that? Let me see who that is. Hey, wave. We good? We getting folks in here? We're gonna wait. We got another minute or so before we can begin. I hope you guys are all doing well. You guys enjoy your weekend? Talk to me. Anyone? No? No, not really, huh? It's quiet out there. It's quiet in here. That's what it is. But we will get this started anyways. Still got a little while longer. We're going to wait. Hey, Leah. How are you? I hope you're well. It's weird when you're just reading people's Instagram names. You're like, I don't know if that's their name. What's going on? Windros. Just saying what's up to all the people out there. Young guys, folks. The people. I listened to this group called Avalanche for the first time. And they got this song, I think it's called Believe in Me. So dope. And I heard it's like 3 years old. I had no idea. Good day. Somebody said good day to me. Oh, snap. Oh, snaps. Good day from Australia. I miss Australia. What a good time. I went to Australia in 2017, I believe. And it was like an amazing time. How's Australia treating you? Good, bad? Or in between? How are you dealing with COVID? I heard I got a couple friends that live out in Australia. They're comedians and they're performing comedy live. So I feel like it's probably a good situation in Australia right now. I plan on going back one day. I want to do the Sydney Comedy Festival. What kind of music do I like? I like hip hop. I like R&B. I like a lot of stuff from the 90s though. I'm kind of old. But I like hip hop and R&B. A lot of 90s stuff, early 2000s. I've been listening to a lot of 80s stuff like Prince, Sheila E. Who was I listening to the other day? Cameo. I don't know if you remember Cameo. Tastes like candy. My brother, Mr. James Goff, in the building. I saw your stand-up videos. Oh, thank you. I appreciate all the love I'm getting online for the stand-up videos. Hopefully, I'll be able to put out more when this thing calms down a bit. And I can't wait to get back out there. I got these new jokes that I gotta get out. But anyways, welcome to another episode of School Tales. Thank you guys for joining in. Let me tell you about the weekend. So this week's been a little bit, not this week, but last weekend has been a little bit crazy. I'm filming this independent movie, and we are wrapping. And I only got 3 more scenes left this week. I believe is my last week, so I'm super excited about that. So that was my weekend. How was you guys' weekend? Was it good? Was it okay? No? Okay. Somebody says, I saw your stand-up video. Very funny. My son loved. Oh, that's good. I'm glad your son loved it. You should tell him to watch other videos. I got some other videos that are pretty funny as well. But thank you for watching. So I've been doing that. That's been my thing in this pandemic. The last 2.5 months, been filming this movie. So it feels good to be almost finished with a project. And I've never really acted before, so I've been getting all this experience acting, and I have to say for myself, I'm doing a decent job. So that's cool. So this weekend, I'm very happy about that. I also want to give a big shout out to my mother, who turns. Today's her birthday. I don't want to say her age. She might get upset if I say her age. So shout out to my queen, Miss Baxter. Miss Baxter, Wanda, Gail, Mom, Mummy, what other names? Queen Bee. We call her Queen Bee sometimes. So shout out to her. Big happy birthday. Today's going to be I'm going to do something different today. Today, I'm actually going to pick a guest from my list of people watching. So, which one of you guys on here would like to join me today and talk about school on live? I need to see some interest for Jane, Leah. Do I have any volunteers? There's a lot of people on here. Jeps? Who's Jeps? I know Jeps. Hold on. Is that good stuff? Good stuff. Okay. I like good stuff. Is that my man? That looks like my man CJ, but I can't tell. Is that CJ? Is that you? Can you do a Spanish accent, please? ¿Por qué? Why? Why you want me to speak Spanish? I know how to speak Spanish. I'm too shy. Leah, you're gonna be the one. My boy, Ricky Hector in the building. Richie. I'm saying Ricky. Richie Hector is another comic out of Massachusetts. Very funny. His TikTok is blowing the fuck up right now. I believe over 40, 50,000, if not more. But anyways, he's a very funny comic. Richie Hector, shout out to him. He's in the building. All right, well, I'm waiting for one of you guys to step up. It's very simple. I'm just gonna ask you who your favorite teacher is, and we're gonna chat. Or I'm just gonna do it by myself. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. But I prefer to open it up to all of you guys. Any takers? Jane said she was too shy. Jane, I did the Spanish accent for you. What's good? Oh, hey, Richie, you want to jump on real quick? Because some people are scared. Some people are scared right now. I get it. There's people that are shy. You're camera shy. How's it possible to be camera shy in 2020? With all the selfies and videos we make and post, you figure people shouldn't be that shy anymore to get on camera and just rap a little bit. And I'm laid back. I'm not mean or anything. I don't try to hurt anybody's feelings. I just try. You know who I can bring in here? I'm gonna bring somebody in here. Hold on. My niece is here. She's 2, so she'll get on. But before I bring her in here, let me talk to you about tell you a story, because this is what the show is about. Funny school stories. So I'm gonna tell you one real quick. It's a very true story. I was a middle school teacher for a while. In school suspension in Worcester, Massachusetts at Sullivan Middle School, 4 years. Anyways, I was chilling, minding my business in school suspension, waiting for my students to show up. The assistant principal, at the time, one of 4 of them, brought a kid to my room, and he said, "Stay right here. You better tell me the truth. You better tell me the truth. I'm going to go get the video." I had no idea what he was talking about. So just He's an innocent kid. He just walks in. He's got like his eyes watering. And I say to him, I say, you all right? You okay? You got to take a seat. This kid took a seat, and he was very, he was distraught. So I gave him some time because I think that's important. You're not supposed to just attack the kids and bombard them with all these questions. You want to make sure they're okay. And, right away, sometimes they don't want to talk. So maybe about 30 minutes go by. Finally, I go to the kid. I don't know the kid, never seen him before, seemed pretty innocent. I say to the kid, I say, hey, man, like, you all right, man? What happened? He said, I'm in trouble. He said he was in trouble. It was a little Hispanic kid. You good kid. What's up, Jay? So, I said to the kid, I'm like, what do you mean you in trouble? He said, well, they caught him. They caught him with they got me with the magazine, right? He had the magazine, all right? So I'm saying, what magazine you talking about? Long story short, the kid brought my man Corey Rodrigues in the building. Corey, you gonna join me or what? I'm gonna tell this story, but anyways, long story short, the kid had brought a Hustler magazine into school, and apparently he was looking at it during lunch, which is a weird time to look at porn, in my opinion. When it's either you deal with your hunger pains or you deal with your horniness. You don't try to combine them together. That doesn't make any sense to me. So anyways, he had this magazine. So obviously he has the magazine in his backpack. He's not out reading it, right? But it's in his backpack. He's looking at it. And of course, some of his friends notice what he's looking at, so they start looking at it. So there's a big congregation of students around his table looking in this backpack. What's up, Monty? Mwah. So I said, okay, you got in trouble for having a porn magazine. That's bad. He said, no, that's not it. I said, what do you mean that's not it? He said, I'm in trouble. It means trouble if you don't know accents. He said, I'm in trouble. They said to me, I tried to sell. They were accusing him of selling porn magazines to other students at lunch in middle school, which was bizarre, right? So I'm like, wow, I don't know what the penalty is for looking at porn in school. So I damn sure don't know what the penalty is for selling it, but I'm assuming it's going to be a lot worse than just looking at it. If you're setting up a little hustler shop during lunch, no wonder nobody's buying the lunch lady's cookies. You over there hustling, you selling titties. That's what you're doing. So he said, no, but I don't know why they said it. I don't sell, right? So I'm talking to the kid, and basically the kid's saying to me, he didn't do anything. He's not selling. So for whatever reason, the assistant principal, who was told this kid has this porn magazine, and, he was told that the kid was selling in the lunch. So the assistant principal assumed that he was. He believed whatever teacher was in there on duty. But the funny thing about is when teachers are on lunch duty, we're not paying attention. We're standing there. We're trying to concentrate and not hearing what the fuck is going on because the kids is loud, right? We try not to look and stare too long because we know the kids are going to leave their food. All you're looking out for is, hey, clean your shit up right here. Make sure you throw it away because the kids like to leave their shit. And they're loud. And so you're just trying to will yourself through this lunch duty. We're not paying attention like that. So I have no idea why this teacher assumed he was selling porn. Because if you're selling porn at lunch, I mean, you're the ultimate hustler, right? You're smart, first of all. You're smart. There's a lot of money in selling porn at a middle school lunch, I'm assuming, if there's nobody else in the gym. And you got some balls on you if you're selling porn at middle school. That takes a lot of cojones to do something like that. So anyways, the kid's in my room and he's swearing up and down he's never He's never tried to sell porn. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't sell. They say to me I don't. Right. So I'm believing the kid because there's, in my opinion, if you only have one magazine, how are you selling? Are you trying to sell the one magazine you have, or do you have multiple magazines in that bag, or do you have multiple bags around the lunch table? And it's like when you sell candy. Here's your bag of porn magazines in this bag, and But I didn't think that was the case. And then I never seen this kid in trouble before. That was really fun. I had so many kids that were super funny. So let me finish this story real quick. All right, before we get out of here. Not get out of here, before I continue. So the kid's sitting there. He's innocent. He's saying he's innocent. Oh, somebody's about to come on real quick. My man Corey C-Rod, my brother from another mother. He'll be on in a second. So anyways, the kid has, he's sitting there. He's almost in tears. The principal comes back, assistant principal. Are you going to confess or not? The kid's like, no, I don't do that. I don't sell, right? And he's like, I know you did it. I'm going to go to the video, which blew my mind, right? Because we don't have any videos in the lunch. He was just lying to see if the kid would confess. And the kid did not confess to something. So he had no evidence. He could not really pin it on the kid, but he just thought if he said, I'm going to show you the video, the kid would be like, okay, you got me, right? Like he thought it'd be done. But that wasn't the case. The kid was very firm. I did not. So anyways, long story short, they did this like weird investigation without video, asking other like workers in the cafeteria whether they seen groups of kids around this kid, and if the kids had whether this kid was selling porn magazines in at lunch during one of the lunch, which I thought was weird. But it's not really funny. It was just like a weird ass story. I just think it was funny because like the principal went into this whole first 48, like he had, first 40 minutes, he had 2 periods to find out whether a crime was committed. So which was weird, you know what I mean? But anyways, it was very interesting to, why are you accusing a kid of selling porn magazines? And why are you saying you have a video when you know damn well there's no video at school? I mean, you want the kid to confess. It's just weird. I just thought it was weird. But anyways, long story short, the kid did end up, he got in trouble. He had to stay with me for the rest of the day. And he did admit, and I seen the porn magazine. It was good choice in my opinion. It was worth bringing to school, I would say. I mean, not worth getting caught, but it was worth bringing to school. I bought the magazine. Anyways, hello. Simper Rose. Let me wave to Simper Rose. Yo, I had Corey in the feed. I don't know what the hell happened. So anyways, let's talk about some things, man. Like, here's this other thing, man. I was watching this. Hey, what's up? My girl, Siri Black in the building. Unbelievable singer. And my homie, Robin, the superstar Rocks in the building. What's up, Robin? I appreciate the love. Simper Rose. C-Rod, I don't know what happened with your brother, but you might have to see if you can rejoin because it's not working. It did not work. Anyways, so let's continue. I don't know if you guys know, but a lot of kids they're back at school this week. My niece is here. And Annalise. Let me go get my 8-year-old niece on since nobody wants to join me. I don't know what happened with Corey Rodrigues. He was here for a second and then he wasn't. Oh, there he goes. Boom. There we go. He should be on in a second. So this should be fun. Guys, I hope you're doing... Oh, my brother Corey Rodrigues.
Yo.
The man, the myth, the legend himself. How are you, sir?
I'm good. What's going on, man?
Not much, guys. If you don't know, Corey Rodrigues is one of my closest friends, one of the funniest comics people that I know. Extraordinary talent, good all around guy. Green. You know, a person has money when their walls are green in their homes. And he has a green screen in his home, which equals dollar signs to individuals like me.
Man, I'm in the bathroom, bro.
You in the bath, you got a green bathroom. That's even more boss
Know what I
than
mean?
having a green room.
In the
He has a
bathroom,
green. He
fam.
has a comedy club in his house. He has a literally a green room in his house.
Yeah. Listen, man, I'm listening to you about this dude with the porns, man. I'm like, oh man, like,
Isn't that crazy?
yeah, but you know the principal told him to do that so he could get him to confess. I mean, stuff like that works on kids. You know what I mean? Stuff like that works when you're young. You could tell them something like, yo, I got you on tape. You know,
Yeah.
they don't even know if there's tapes there. They're just like, I knew there was tapes in this school, and they just tell. You know the tactic that they used to use?
Yeah.
They all used to use the one tactic, and it works. It still works to this day if you use it. It's like, look, I don't know if you did it or not. Right? I don't know if you stole that stuff or not. But if the stuff turns back up, just tell the person, whoever stole it, if you can find it out. They know you the one that took it. But they'll be like, if you can find out, just if it comes back, nobody will get in trouble. It's all right. You know what I mean? That's when you got to be hardcore. You have to be a hardcore thief, or you got to be a hardcore badass little rugrat to not return it, or to find out who got it and return it. Because yo, even if you know who got it, you'll go to them and be like, yo, they said ain't nothing gonna happen to you. They know
but
something.
Wait, but they didn't let him out. He's the and I get what you're saying.
That's one of those tactics that they use. You know what I mean?
I do. I understand that 100%. But the way that he was reacting, the assistant principal was over the top with his reaction. Like, it was big in terms of like his emotions. Was like, I know you did it. Well, I'm gonna go to the video. So it's not even like, you know, when you're doing a tactic, it's more like,
yeah,
you don't come across with that much confidence. You know what I mean? It's almost like
everybody's not smooth. So as we gotten older, and you know, as we've gotten older, we start to see people's weaknesses. As we got old, when you're young, that shit is scary to somebody younger, man. But when you get older, people like, man, that dude sound crazy. There ain't no tape, ain't no nothing. But ain't no tape, no nothing. But when you're young, it's your mind is different. You think all the adults, the way that they're moving is right, unless you're also an adult. That shit's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And once you get older, you'll be like, why would somebody believe that? You know, and somebody's like saying crazy stuff to you like that when they're going off on you.
Oh yeah, you're scared. You're scared.
I mean, yeah. And tactics are poor. You don't like when you're young, you think adults know shit and they know the right shit. And then you get older, you're like, man, you called into work because you got drunk at the beach. You called in just like
you're full of
you
shit.
called in. You know, that's how I used to feel at my first jobs that I ever worked at. My first jobs I ever worked at, I would always feel like that. Like I would go in, I'd be like the young guy at the job. And if anybody else missed work, just like when you were in school, if your teacher missed school that day, you were like, ooh, shit must have been bad. Like whatever their reasoning was for missing school was a big deal. It was like the real deal. Like if they were like, oh, so-and-so, like Miss Johnson had to be out yesterday. She had, personal day. You'd be like, ooh, who knows what it was? She must have been real.
I hope she's all right. I
hope she's all right. Right? She could have went to fucking New York for the day. But you don't know. When you're young, your mind doesn't go there. It doesn't go like that. They have fun and shit like that. Like I was saying, when I was early on jobs, when I would first get there, like when I went into the workforce after that, I remember just like if I'm drinking and shit, I'd be late for work or whatever. But if somebody who has been there for a while was late, somebody older than you, you'd be like, ooh, shit must have been real. Oh, it must have been bad. Like, whatever they say is the truth, legit. And then you get older, you're like, man, I was drinking with that same person.
Yep. He was drunk.
He was drunk.
You start putting it together. He's always sick on Fridays.
Yo, they got a different schedule. He gets to come in late on Fridays. You don't know he's this close from losing his job too.
Yeah, so no, I agree with you that he was definitely using that tactic, but I think because it's a common tactic. You say the video, or you'll say something like, "Hey, listen, man, whether you did it or not, you ain't gonna get in trouble. I just want
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah.
You lie, you flip it.
Oh, you lie,
You
you
know what I
flip it on
mean?
them. Yeah, all the time.
You flip it, you flip it. And then as soon as you be like, yeah, I did it, they be like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew I couldn't. That's when they change they
Yeah.
change it back up on you. So
I,
that's
I used to
crazy.
I
Uh-huh.
used to have them laughing early. Like I got off from some stuff from teachers and principals and stuff laughing. I remember one time, like everybody used to play dice. They would just call it, they would just say shooting dice. And like I remember when kids would shoot dice in my school, like I grew up in an area, I grew up in Milton, so like shooting dice wasn't like the real deal. Like if you grew up in some areas where they really getting it in, but there'd just be a couple of kids shooting dice or whatever. So
Uh-huh.
I remember I was in class, these dudes was just shooting dice, whatever, and I started playing with them, whatever we playing, but we gambling, we throwing down dollars. We used to get paid if you got 7 or 11 or snake eyes, you get a
Yep.
dollar. So all this money's going to the pot. So we got caught one time. Teacher gets upset, whatever, we get in trouble for gambling. Boom, that happens. Then
Yep.
playing again. So, it's like, yo, you get caught again, you're going to the principal, you're not supposed to be gambling in school, all this stuff. So this time, we gambling or whatever, we get caught. I go to the principal. The principal's like, I sit in with the vice principal and the principal. And they're like, you guys were gambling down there with those dice. And I swear to you, I was in 7th grade. This is what I said. You gambling with the dice or whatever. This is what they're saying to me. I go, no, I wasn't gambling. I was like, I was like, I knew dice tricks. I said, yo, because my brain is little, dog. I think that, you know what I mean? I said, I knew dice tricks. So I was showing everybody different tricks with the dice. And they were like, well, why was the money out? Why was there money there? You guys were gambling. I was like, no. Every time I did the trick right, someone would give me $1. So if that's called gambling, then I'm wrong. But I was just getting paid for doing the tricks. Listen, and I promise you I'm not making a word of this up. They started dying laughing. The principal and the vice principal in the room with me laughing, just looking at me like, this is funny. And then the principal goes, you know what? That's bullshit. He goes, that's not true. He goes, that's not what happened. Now I'm there and he goes, but I knew when he said that's bullshit, I was like, got him, right? When he said that, I was like, there's no way he's saying to me that's bullshit after they just laughed and I'm about to get in trouble. He goes, that's bullshit. He goes, let me tell you something. If I catch wind of anything like this again, you're getting in trouble. Because they brought me in there like they were going to suspend me. I've never sat with the vice principal and the principal at the same time. But he was like, matter of fact, let me backtrack. I told the vice principal the story. He goes, hold on a second. He goes, this is terrible. He brings in the principal. That's how I got the double up. And then when I told him and they both started laughing, and then he was like, listen, let me tell you something. If this ever happens again, you're gonna get suspended. I'm gonna get your grandfather up here, and you're gonna be taken out of school and blah 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 blah, all this other stuff. But you know what I mean? But it worked out. And that time those dudes laughed, and I was like, damn, I didn't realize that it was as stupid as it sounded. You know what I mean? Like I did at the time, I was like, yeah, I knew.
No, you know what? They probably were to be honest with you, they were laughing probably at the creativity that your young mind had. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you're not expecting someone to wiggle their way out of it.
Right.
So when they do wiggle their way out of it, it's like impressive. Like when a young dude or just young student does that in general, you gotta laugh. It's like you appreciate the effort in getting out, because it was almost believable. You know?
No, it was. I mean, the way I was saying it like it was true. I was like, no, for real. They go, come on, right? You know, and I was like, no. Every time I land, I got real good skills. You know, I could just do the dice like that. Now, I mean, they weren't like, show us right now. You know, I was just like, no, when I jiggle them like that and I put it down, I was like, I kept rolling 7s and 11s. And they were like, oh, they just started. They're laughing so hard. The vice principal, he took his glasses off. He said like this, he did that. He goes, oh my goodness. And then the principal was like, that's bullshit, right?
You know what's so funny? What's so funny with the I'm just laughing at the idea of you saying the visual of the principal wiping his eyes. Because when you perform a lot, you have a lot of people always wiping their eyes.
Yeah.
And I can just see other comics on the side looking at you as you're making this speech as a kid and be like, see, he's already doing it there. Man, that kid. Yo, so since we even talking about, school, who was your favorite teacher in school? The guy that had the person, I won't say the guy, but the teacher that had the biggest impact on you.
Man, that's tough for me, man. I tell you, because for a period of time, there was a lot of teachers who, I wasn't a bad kid, man, but I was an influential kid. So they will always come at me extra nice. So many teachers over the years have, pulled me to the side and gave me the fake talk. There's only been some later that I've actually connected with that were being real with me. But the talk that teachers give the dude who's running the class, per se, they give you the talk. Hey, you're a leader.
We got to say happy birthday? Yeah. Okay, give me like 5 minutes, okay? It's my mother's birthday. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, Corey. Okay. She said, what you got to say? Hey, what's up, little mama?
You about to say happy birthday?
Yeah.
Hey,
right now?
Yeah.
Damn it. I got to, hold on. Let me, go say, I'm going to sing it from in here.
All right.
You guys gonna do?
You gonna sing happy birthday?
I gotta sing happy birthday.
No. Listen.
Hold on.
Happy birthday to
Give me like 2 minutes.
Hey,
give me like a minute.
That's with you, man.
Huh?
That's with you.
Okay, yeah.
Happy birthday
That's
to
right.
your mom. Come on, man. You gotta go sing happy birthday to your mother. Come on, man. To him. To stay in here with us. This is mom's birthday. Come on, man.
All right, let's go. Let's go sing happy birthday to my mom.
You got Wi-Fi in your kitchen, right?
Nope. We ready?
Oh,
I'm gonna bring the crowd with me.
Oh, wait a minute! Don't turn the light on.
Yeah, we got the crowd right here. I got my brother.
No, he don't know the words, right, James? You don't even know the words to happy birthday.
There goes Aaron right there. Aaron.
Hey, what's up, AB?
Brother,
look at that.
Oh, look at that man with that New York hat on.
A whole house full of people that can't play ball. Look at that over there.
You're gonna sing happy birthday. You ready?
Come on, sing to your mom.
Say hi to Corey.
Hi, Corey.
Hey, Shay. I see you over there.
Hey, Annalise, this is my podcast partner right here.
All right.
No.
It's my niece. But we're about to sing happy birthday.
All right, tell your mom they interrupted the podcast now. They're going to have to sing, right?
All right.
Sing.
Yeah. You guys doing it right now? All right. So, yeah, man. So, what were we talking about?
Nah, man, I'm not going back to no story while they singing it or not.
All right, we got to
hurry up and wait.
Yeah, we waiting right now. We're gonna figure it out.
What you waiting for?
Everybody say hello.
Oh, your family say you still got people driving up from North Carolina to come up.
I was talking about you in like 2 minutes.
You still got people driving up from North Carolina right now. Who's that like your cake? You can't even like your cake.
My mother got a ponytail in her hair. You want to take that out before I get on camera? Or?
No.
Oh, she said no. She don't want to take it out.
Mom trying to look young right now. You know she got the nice ponytail going.
Corey said happy.
Hey, happy birthday, Mom. Happy birthday.
Exactly. You ready?
You give
We're gonna hit the light real
ponytail.
quick.
You look just like your mom. Oh, you just spit an image. Give you a little ponytail. You look just like
her. You're gonna give me a little point. If I could grow a ponytail, then maybe. All right, hold on a second. I get too dark in there right there. Look at my brother.
Goodness, man. This is the most. Why you trying to put everybody on? This is the most prolonged happy birthday ever. Sing.
Hold on, we didn't do it yet. We're waiting for them to turn the light off.
I know I shouldn't have joined this show, man.
Man, this is the best, Corey. You can commentate. You can be disrespectful while we're doing it. There you go.
Happy birthday.
Hold on.
Sing, Orlando.
Hold on, I'm trying to turn.
Song, Orlando.
Day to
you.
So embarrassed to sing to his mom. Birthday,
everybody's nervous, so their happy birthday is with
you.
Turn the light on.
Hey, Orlando, you act like you scared to sing.
No, I didn't want to sing because I didn't want to embarrass everybody. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Love you.
Well, I did all the cooking in here, as you can see. You know what I mean? I did all that cooking in there. That's why I was taking a break.
Orlando, listen.
Yeah.
Orlando.
What?
Yo, you better start singing to your mom, man. How you come in here and not sing to your mom, man? That was crazy.
Bro, I sang happy birthday. I already sang it in the morning. Right?
Man, you did. Why are you lying? You didn't.
No, I'm telling the truth.
Happy birthday song. So you woke up this morning and sang happy birthday, or did you just say happy birthday to your mother? But you ain't singing.
I sang happy birthday.
Why?
Sang.
You like? I mean the way.
Happy birthday.
Now you sing it. You scared? You scared to sing in front of your family? Let me find out that's your weakness.
Nah, you know what it is? I'm gonna be honest with you. I sing really well, and it's like kind of embarrassing sometimes when I sing. It make them not want to sing. You know what I mean? So
Oh my goodness!
I was being considerate.
It's these moments like this that you gotta. These moments like this you gotta cherish, Orlando. You gotta cherish.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's why I cook. I cook for my. It was her birthday. I cooked for my mom. You know what I'm saying? I made all this food. I brought everybody over.
What did you make? What did you make? Oh,
I made steak. I made rice and beans. I had
How'd you make the steak? How'd you make the steak? How your mom like her steak?
How do I ribeye steak?
You
gotta let it marinate for a day.
No. How did you make the steak? What?
I grilled it. I put some virgin olive oil in a pan. Right? Pan fry it, both sides. Season it up first. You know how I do special. I can't tell you my secret, bro.
Oh yeah, you ain't got
young brother. I can't tell you my secret.
That's what people say.
I looked in your hand. You had a notepad and a pen and some dice. So I can't. You know.
You ain't got no secret. You talking like a dude. You talking like a dude who got cologne on that he don't want to tell you what it is. You ever be around a dude, you be like, damn, that smell good. What is that? I don't know, Dodger. I put a couple different things on, man. I sprayed on 2 or 3 different things. You know how it be. You're like, nah, I don't know how it be. What 2 things you spray on? I don't even remember, man.
You know, Irish Spring and Dial.
That's when dudes lie. They'd be like, I just reached up on the thing and sprayed, man. I
didn't even look. It ain't got no labels. I ain't got no labels.
Yeah, it'd be lying. They don't want you to get that smell, boy.
Yeah, that's funny as hell. Yeah, man. So you say you can't really pick your teachers because use that dude that teachers knew like, yo, this is the most influential kid in the classroom. Like, so if I get on his side, it's like
that's what I was starting to say. So that's what teachers do. They like, you know, what they would do with me is I would like, you know, I wasn't a bad kid, but I was an influential kid. So like, you know, I would have the kids laughing. I'd be joking around and stuff like that. So I could kind of take over a class, but I wasn't always taking over a class in a bad way. You know, I mean, what was a good way? I'm not the teacher, so I guess everything's bad if you're not the teacher, right? But I just had the attention of the kids. So they would always pull me to the side and be like, listen, you are a leader. And since you're leading this class, I want you to lead it in the right direction. And you have the potential to do anything. You have the potential to do anything you want to do, and you are a leader. And all I started realizing through the years was they were like, man, can you shut the fuck up so we can teach this fucking thing? It's very difficult. It's all a setup, you know. And there's only a few teachers that say that to you that actually mean it. The other ones, they're just trying to control the class, and so they know you got to go right. You got to go right at it. You got to get them, you know. But like. And I know, I mean, I was a long-term sub for a while, man, teaching 5th grade and teaching 5th grade, 1st grade, 4th grade. I mean, I did it for a while, and I know. I mean, I would do what I knew. I go right at them. You go with the person who's disrupting the class the most, and you give them 3 perks, you know, and they'll help you run the class. Be like, listen, you can do a little extra work over there. You don't got to tell nobody else. I'll give you a little extra time and stuff like that to just read the book that you want to read, your little magazine you got over there. Right, or your little comic book, that's fine.
Your little porn magazine you got over there.
Yeah. Not like a porn magazine. You can read your little Batman a little bit longer than everybody else. I need you to just keep it quiet. If everybody stay quiet, then you can read it a little longer. But if they don't, then I'm gonna have to take everybody's things away. Now you're empowered. You've empowered. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've empowered that kid to help you manage the class. So now somebody else is talking. I'm like, yo, be quiet. Because they're messing up my book, my extra comic book time. But that's a smart teacher. They need to do something to take over that room.
See, I would do the usually in-house, you know, you got the alpha students in them classrooms, the kids that are usually disruptive. So I would do you couldn't do it to an individual sometimes. I had to do it as a group. So I have to be like, listen, yo, you guys do this, I'm going to let you guys stop working, you know, 10 minutes earlier than what I'm going to let you use the computers later on in the day. So that thing that you could do to an individual, like when it's like, it's the dominant individual in the class, sometimes you just have all these kids from different areas and they'd all be kind of crazy. But
Right.
yeah, no, I definitely know what you're saying though.
I would do so we're talking about my favorite teacher, but I'll get back to things I would do. I mean, I would do, since you brought up detention, man, there's so many little things, but real quick, in detention, I would get us out of detention. I was reckless, man. I would get us out of detention because I would just start, I didn't realize until probably college that I was lactose intolerant. I didn't know that. And I'm not like 100% lactose. I have a lactose sensitivity, I feel like. So I grew up with my grandparents, and my grandmother used to always, like, she'd be drinking milk, but she would always be like, Brr. She would always just be, passing gas and shit.
Why was she
like,
oh, okay.
She'd be like,
yeah, why she saying rump? That's a weird sound.
No, she just be farting and shit. Grandmother farting, right? And then she would just be like, oh, that's, I'd be like, what was that? And she'd be like, I'm stepping on a bullfrog. She would say shit like that. Because, she was proper. She was proper, but you can't help it when she just, me and her at the house, like, right? So,
I was stepping on a bullfrog.
I said, what was that? She said, somebody stepping on a bullfrog. That's what she would say. And so I thought everybody who drank milk, I thought everybody was like, if you drank milk. So all through school, I always was drinking milk at lunch. That's what they offered. So I could blow it up on cue.
On cue.
Right? We be sitting in detention, you know what I mean? And I just start doing it. You know what I mean? I be doing it, and the kids be dying. Everybody's dying laughing. You know what I mean? And then they're like, everybody better stop, and everybody, all the kids nobody's telling on you in there. Because, when you're in a regular classroom, if you do something like that and the teacher's like, stop, there's always some little goody two-shoes going to tell on you. They're looking at you like, it's not us, it's him. They're just looking at, they ain't saying nothing, but they're like,
they're looking at
they're looking at you like, stop looking at me. Why you blowing it up? Why you giving it up? But when you're in detention, everybody's, they don't give a fuck. They're like, no, we're not on your side, teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're not on your side. So when you're in there, you can do whatever.
Yeah.
You can throw shit around the room. People know it was him. Everybody be looking the other way. They know who it was. They be like, yo, you was fucking that wall up with paper. Whatever you're doing to cause trouble. Yeah, and so we would end up getting out of detention early because I'd be doing it so much. It was just so aggravating to the teacher. And he would just be like, hey, everybody get out. Somebody keeps flatulating in here. Everybody leave. We're not going to sit through this. Just be 10 minutes early.
Listen, teachers don't want to be there either. First of all, teachers don't want to be there.
Nope.
And then second of all, now it's bad enough I'm here longer than what I want to be here. Like, it's not my scheduled, how like sometimes in the week, you'll have that one day that you have to stay after school for extra help. But if it's not one of those extra help days, it's just like a Tuesday when your extra help day is on a Thursday and you're just there for detention. You're like, yo, I want to get the fuck out of here anyway.
That's right.
If you farting in class, that makes sense.
Even easier to get out. I realized that about parenting too. It's the same shit with parents and teachers. It's the same thing. You have to be careful about the threats that you make because you got to follow through. And if you don't follow through, then you get walked over, right? And it's the same thing. Like, a lot of parents don't realize this with their kids. It's the same way that a teacher is. You don't realize that when a teacher keeps you in for recess, that, like, maybe like 5 or 10 minutes in, they'll be like, okay, you were quiet. Go ahead and get out of here and go outside. You don't realize that they got calls to make. They got fantasy football lineups to do. They got to run out for an appointment. They want to go to the sub shop up the street. They want to go get a fucking frap. They want to go, you know what I mean? They got shit they want to do. But in your kid mind, you have no idea. You're just like, yeah, I'm in for detention. I was staying here the whole time. You don't, almost every time you ever have to stay in for recess, at some point they'll be like, all right, go ahead, get out of here. They got to go pee. Shit, they got to get up. They just been in the room the whole time. You're more aggravation. They can't just get on the phone and make a call and talk to their husband or their wife or call their kid's school like they need to because they have a regular life. But when you're a kid, you don't realize that. You think that the person who keeps you in for recess is just a monster. Like, damn, that's all they do. They've made to keep people in for recess, right? Yeah. And then it's the same shit when you're a parent. When you're a parent and you make these threats, you have to realize, like, it's hard to threaten a kid with shit that you also want to do. You feel me? So you're like, hey, you keep messing around, we ain't going to Disney World next week. Man, you already bought the tickets. You already got the plane tickets. You already got the park. You got to be a hardcore ass money having person to be like, all right, we ain't gonna go. That kid can do almost anything, and you're still going to Disney. You're still getting on those flights. You're still going. But you know what I mean? You don't pay for everything, but you don't realize.
I know the kid.
You gotta bring down.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny even when you say that, because can you imagine if the kid's like, well, I guess you're gonna lose all your money.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Now, a kid that's too smart would say some shit like that, and that would make the parent snap and be like, "Well, I will lose my fucking money then." That's a kid who's too smart. A kid who's just almost that smart won't even know to say that, or they're too smart and they won't say it, right? You know what I mean? But usually they don't have that much knowledge to like decide when to say it or not. You know, because you don't know what's going to take them over the edge. But a kid who's not that smart is like, please, I thought we were going to go. Get in your room and don't come back out. You better listen to everything else I said. We ain't going next week. They are not. They already bought the park hopper tickets for Disney. They bought the flights. They got the rental car set up. They got the hotel. The fuck? You think they're losing the $3,000-$4,000 because you didn't take out the trash?
Yep.
Don't take that trash out. We ain't going to Disney. You tell you that. You better stop talking back. We ain't going to Disney. Like, yes, you are.
No, but it's funny. It's funny because kids are like that in a sense. Like, especially like, so even if they knew that you were gonna lose a lot of money, they're not gonna say it, but they'll have that look on their face. Like, you know, like, you know what I'm talking about, right? That
I do. That's if you're an empty threader, though.
Yeah,
you're an empty threader. It's a sneaky thing to do. If you, that's why even as a teacher has to set their expectations a little bit lower, just like a parent does. Set them down a little bit lower and be like, you're going to miss the first 10 minutes of recess. You keep acting up. Now, it's cool. Because now at 5 minutes, you're like, fuck, I got 5 more minutes, right? You upset. Yeah. But if the teacher says you're going to miss all your recess and every time they let you out 10 minutes in, you're like, I'm just going to miss 10 minutes. No matter. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So if the parents like, when we get to Disney, you ain't gonna get to ride shit. Yeah. Hey, you might not get to ride shit. That might happen. That could really happen.
They'll fly you down and do all that stuff,
and then you don't get to ride. Now that sucks. You know, so you got to bring that expectation to where you can actually, because otherwise you end up messing up yourself. That's the whole thing we're talking about with teaching, which is funny, is that once I got older, I started realizing that like a lot of the times when you think like a teacher is favoring you or being nice to you, it's because it's really works in their favor. Like it really works in their favor to do said thing. They don't want to be stuck back to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Someone just said, I'm counting to 3. 1, 2, 2 and a half. Yeah, exactly. Because exactly. Like, if I have to tell you this again, we're leaving right now. How many times you been somewhere and you heard a parent? If I have to tell you that one more time, we're leaving right now. They're sitting there drinking a beer and shit. We're leaving right now. So again, let me tell you again. The kid run right back by and do it again. Let me tell you again. We leaving. Let me tell you again. We leaving right there. Just over and over. And then the kid gets used to it. And they're like, we ain't leaving.
I know. I love that. You know, I know someone ain't running upstairs in there. Like he's like right. You know somebody's running. You hear shit falling down. I know nobody's not running upstairs now.
Right.
You know they're running. But you don't wanna have to take it to 10.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to like give them warnings. They're like little warnings that you're doing. That's so funny, man.
Yeah, I know somebody that run upstairs, and you look at the other adults sitting across from you. They be quiet in a minute. Watch this. They're gonna do it again in a second. Watch. They're gonna keep running. Hold on. Watch. You know what I mean? They be like, watch. They're gonna keep running. I'm gonna have to say it again. I said I know nobody's not running. So I would say honestly, it's very difficult, Orlando, to say that I have a favorite teacher, but I'm going to tell you one of my favorite teachers. Maybe I'll tell you a couple of them. One of my favorite professors that I ever had was in college, at Becker College in Worcester. One of my favorite professors is a comedian that we know's father. So James Dorsey, who's a comedian in Worcester, his father, Mr. Dorsey. Mr. Dorsey was the shit, man. He was funny. He was a funny, he was my criminal law teacher. Right, because I was a criminal justice guy in college, and he was my criminal law teacher, and he was unbelievable. He would just be throwing jokes all the time. And then he would always be saying jokes, but he was just cool with you. Like, he'd be like, hey, come over and do the work. Like, he's the type of dude that make you want to do work for him. Like, he would make you, you know, when you have a professor or somebody who really, like, they push you, but then they're cool enough with you and they respect you to the level where you feel bad not doing their work. Like, I would make sure I always had his work done. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I showed up to class, like, I feel bad if I didn't have it done. If I show up to another class, I didn't have it done, I'm trying to figure out, like, nobody don't say nothing about the homework. I'm looking at other people like, nobody don't say nothing about it. Because sometimes you get all the way to the end of the class and they be like, all right, the assignment from last night, you guys hand that up. You be like, shit. But sometimes they forget, you know? And then somebody's like, are you going to collect the homework? You know?
Yeah.
I hate that shit. But I ain't going to front. When I did do my work, I was that dude a lot. I was that dude who was like, are you going to collect this? Because if I did it, I'm annoyed if you didn't collect it. I don't like busy work.
Yeah. I used to hate busy work. Now let me ask you a question, because that reminds me, like, when you got teachers like that you want to work for, it's a very special type of teacher, because it reminds me a lot of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of times your relationship with your coach usually is so strong, like those extra whatever suggestion that he gives you, like, yo, you need to work harder and practice. Like, there's things that you'll do that you don't even need to do for sports sometimes, but because he suggested it, you'll do it. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You'll run through a wall for certain coaches. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
So that's what it reminded me of when you just said that, when you're talking about Mr. Dorsey.
Yeah, that Mr. Dorsey was that dude, man. I'm trying to think too. I know I had some element, like 8th grade, like middle school. I'm thinking of, I learned a lot from my teacher. Like, I was like a very studious kid, but I also was playful. I like to talk a lot and chat a lot and not just be like nerd. I wasn't a nerd. I was studious, but I was fun too at the same time. I still was like, it was weird, man. Like, my whole mentality is like that. Like, even through college, like, I would stay up and I'd go to the parties and I'd stay up and party with everybody and have fun. And then when everybody went to sleep, I'd do my work. I still would do my work. Like, I don't want to paint this picture like I was a dude who just played around and didn't do his work. I did my shit. Like, I knew my work. It was just like, sometimes I get done and I'd be trying to play. So maybe I messed other people up from doing their work, but I got mine done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was never that dude, like, what's number 5? What's the answers? I was like, nah, I knew my shit. They'd be like, yo, how you get them all right? I'd be like, because I fucking read it or I studied it. I did it. You know, like, I was being spelling bees when I was little. Like, I was that dude. Like, I cared about stuff like that. But I mean, I also went through some crazy shit, man, when I was little, man, like in school. Like, I went through some like looking back at it, not knowing at the time. Sometimes it's good to be naive as a kid because you don't realize you're going through something that's fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was going through, like, there was a lot of racial things. You know what I mean? I grew up in a white suburb, predominantly white suburb, you know, Milton, Massachusetts at the time. And it was like, some of the teachers would say some crazy shit to me, man. You know, like, you know, I had one like, this wasn't, I'll tell you too. You got time for this? You want to hear this shit?
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll give you two kind of messed up things. So one was like in 1st grade, right? And these are things that they still stick with me pretty heavy, right? So like I told you, I grew up with my grandparents, and this wasn't necessarily outwardly racial, but it was out of pocket, okay? So I had this teacher, her name was Miss Lazari. 1st grade, Miss Lazari was, you know, I used to bring all my papers and everything from my desk. This is when you used to have the desk back in the day where you sit at your desk and you could push all your shit in. There was one desk you could lift up. Then the other one you could just push shit into. So this desk I had in 1st grade, you could just sit down at it, you could push shit into. It had the little pencil area at the top of the desk where you put your pencil in, it won't roll off.
There's like one line
right there for your pencil and shit. You know, this one was big enough for a ruler to fit there, but your pencil goes in that slot and then you push shit in the desk. Anyways, I'm in 1st grade and I remember, like, you know, she was like, everybody clean out their desk or whatever. And so, you know, I pulled out some of the papers that was in there. Because when I would get done with papers, I just stuff them in there. I just stuffed the papers in there. So I had a desk full of papers and shit. So I remember one day she she came by and she was asking everybody if they cleaned out their desk. I was like, yeah, I cleaned it out, but I hadn't cleaned my desk out. So she grabbed it and she dumped that shit on the floor. She just took it up. She just grabbed it up by the back. I was like, bloop, 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 bloop. She's like, oh, clean that up. You know what I mean? So she just dumped everything out on the floor and was like, clean it up. So it's fine, right? In my head, like I grew up with my grandparents are black Southern grandparents. Like they're hardcore, like disciplinarian type shit. So that didn't offend me. It's a little embarrassing to your class. You know, everyone's looking at you like, oh, shoot. You know, I'm the only black dude in the school. You know what I mean? Really? You know, there was one other black kid in the school. But, you know, there was one other kid. So it was me and one other kid. But he wasn't in, like, the regular classes and shit. You know what I mean? So they dumped my desk out. And so it was just a lot of eyes on me and shit. But whatever, I cleaned it up. I remember that. And then I used to sit next to the wall. Like my desk was right next to the wall, so we always had number 2 pencils was the shit back then. Everybody had the number 2 pencil. So I had a number 2 pencil, and I remember I was just like on the wall next to me. I kind of was just like, you know, I would just like wave my arm, and as I'd be waving my arm, it would kind of be like making like a U on the wall, like just light U from the pencil on the wall, just as like almost like someone playing with their hair or someone biting their lip. It was just what I did. It wasn't like I wasn't trying to be malicious or whatever and graffiti and shit. I just was doing that. And so one day she was like, look at all this stuff on the wall. So she pulled my desk away from the wall, you know, and it was the chair that's not attached to the desk. You know what I'm saying? So she could just move the desk. So she pulled the desk from the wall. And she's looking over there. She goes, what is that? I don't know. You know what I mean? What the fuck am I supposed to say? I don't know. You know, what is that? Look at what's your desk? She said, you're going to clean that up. Right, so you're gonna clean it up. So she went and got a bucket and some soap and some water. And she put it in the thing. She threw it down in front of my chair. She was like, "Clean that up." I was like, "I'm not cleaning that up." Right, I'm in first grade. I'm standing there. Yo, this teacher pushed me to my knees and was like, "Clean that up." And the whole class is like, and I see people looking at me that know me. They're like, you know what I mean? The kids are like, oh, like almost like, and this is first grade. The kids is almost like, oh shit, right? Yeah. And so, you know, I was like an old white lady or whatever. So she pushed me down to the thing on my knees or whatever. So I'm like cleaning the floor or whatever. So I get home and I start telling my grandfather about it. You know, I tell my grandfather, I'm telling him, I said, yeah, the teacher pushed me down to my knees and made me wash the wall or whatever. And like I told you, they're very hard disciplinarians. And he always agrees. Like, you know, when you grow up with somebody like that, they agree with the teacher. They'd be like, they're telling you, my grandfather would be like, they're telling you the right thing to do at the schoolhouse. You know, that's what he would say, stuff like that. Whatever the teacher's telling you, you need to do. So typically that's how he would be. When I told him that this lady put her hands on me and made me push me to the floor and made me clean it up, he like, it was the first time he fucking believed me. Like, it was crazy. Like, it wasn't like the first time he believed me. It was the first time he cared about something that I said. Usually it's just like, you know, like you talking that shit like you a little kid. He came into the classroom, boom, he came in and like kind of stood up for me, told the teacher if she ever put her hands on me again, you know, he's going to have to call the police to come up there because it's going to be a problem, you know. And then the teacher was I think she just thought I was just like not going to say nothing or something. Yo, you want to talk about nice? Between that, you want to talk about nice? You want to talk about the whole rest of the year? This teacher's telling me, you know, you want to help hand out some packets or whatever. What you need to, you know, you need to do anything, you know, anything that I needed to do. She was just so sweet to me. And this is the same teacher. She wouldn't let me go to the bathroom, like never. Like, you know, you abuse it when you're a kid. You're like, can I go to the bathroom? Can I go to the bathroom? You know, you keep doing this shit. But then when you really have to go, she wouldn't let me go to the bathroom. So now, I mean, she would let me go so much that I stopped. I would just be in the bathroom like, yo, this is crazy. I can do whatever I want now. You know? It was like it became that sort of situation. So that was one that was fucked up. And my grandfather stood up for me, and that shit made me feel real good. Like, you know, just was like, oh, somebody got my back. So to all the parents out there, no matter how young your kid is, make sure they know you got their back and make sure you check into the situation. That shit meant a lot to me. Like I remember it as really, really well to this day. And I remember how it felt. It felt like, oh shit, like he doesn't think that this adult is right. Like somebody's actually stepping in to challenge this adult who did something fucked up. You don't push some little kid down. You don't put your hands on a little kid. Even back then, you don't put your hands on a little kid, you know, in 1987 and push him to the floor and shit. Are you fucking crazy? What's wrong with you? You know?
And I think in just a second, and piggyback on what you're saying, I always would say that the parents that end up coming into the school and not just taking almost like I always just say, because I get a lot of kids that were in an in-house, and usually when you're in an in-house, if you don't have like a parent that will at least support you even some of the time, like some parents didn't even want to bring their kids back from suspension. You know what I mean? Like that means even when you're right, but they think that you're wrong because you have a history of being wrong or doing wrong,